Hello YouTube, this is Wheelchair21, and I gotta ask, what do you get when America wants to make its own version of a Bandai MonsterArt figure? You get NECA's, well, somewhat good attempt at a Legendary Pictures Godzilla. Yes, I have already reviewed 1984 to the extent of where I have a love-hate relationship for NECA products already. So let's take a look at how it fares with the Legendary Godzilla now. What will be my decision? Will I say you should buy it? Will I say it's a good figure? Well, probably I'll say it's a good figure, but I'll probably be biased on why I like it, but why people should honestly get it if they're one, a Godzilla fan, or two, just enjoy Legendary Pictures Godzilla. Because you don't necessarily have to be an original fan to like this movie. First off, the packaging. Well, it's the basic NECA packaging that I freaking ferociously hate. I don't love direct plastic seal cases. I hate this. You have to take a knife, you have to take a scissor, you gotta cut the effing thing, and I despise it. But hey, look! The back actually has something, unlike the 84 figure, which makes it already commendable. Wow, NECA, you took more time to promote Legendary, 60th anniversary, Warner Brothers, NECA, but you give us a description to our character and partially the film, but you don't do that for any of your other figures. I feel this is biased already by NECA standards alone, not Wheelchair21 standards. But anyways, let's get this sucker open. After several minutes of fighting to put the tail on, we finally have our figure. Yes, NECA, you truly did outdo yourselves this time, because it took me almost 10 to 15 minutes to get the tail on. Right there, I'm gonna say, you guys are a bunch of idiotic fools to make it that hard to get the tail on the ball socket. Other than that, it is a seemingly okay figure. First off, a lot of the design is kept into the actual NECA figure. However, the head does lose a bit of its luster. It kind of reminds me, even though it is the actual Godzilla head design, kind of throws in a little bit of smog and some, other reptilian-like features of a snake. The body, though, really looks like Legendary's Godzilla, even to how the body flows and moves. Its stumpy little legs, of course, that remind me kind of like of a rhino or a cleft foot kind of animal. It's just very weird, abstract. I've never really been one to like Legendary Godzilla's feet, but I've overall liked the upper torso, the tail, the actual dorsal fins, and head design. I like the idea. I like the very reptilian look to it, the, kind of a metamorphosis between a dinosaur and today's modern reptiles and also other creatures. I mean, it has kind of, like I said, brontosaurus, elephant-like foot, has kind of like those movie-like fingers and hands that you see alien-like lizards have. It really looks very interesting. It really brings the creatures, the details and design fully out for one to actually have as a figure if one doesn't want to spend $60 to $50 on the MonsterArt. I think one of its bad qualities are it's not sturdy. It's not so sturdy because of how the joints work and keep the figure standing, because the feet work alright. It's just the tail. The tail can kind of be in the way, and it can't really bend up too much to make the figure equal or balanced on its feet. It's one of the issues it has, is the tail does not really keep the joints balanced and always keeps Godzilla in an awkward pose. I do like, though, like I said, a lot of the detail put into the figure itself, all of the scales and design, the actual plating, and just how well NECA managed to capture the features for the figure. Looks nice, it looks great, and it has a well array of articulation. It has 2 joints in the neck, 1 in the mouth, 3 joints per the arm, the shoulder, the elbow, and the wrist. 3 points per the leg, hip, knee, ankle, and a triple jointed tail base of the tail before you add in the 4th joint, which is the entire back end. Really well done, really well conceived. Overall, nice basic figure. I recommend that people will get it because the movie was successful enough where people would want a figure to keep on display. This is affordable. It's not as expensive as a MonsterArt. It's just lacking several more points of articulation, and it's missing just the overall accuracy in the full designed face. And it doesn't give you a wide array to actually open and move the mouth. It's kind of just there on a small rubber joint that just allows you to just push it up and down, and it doesn't really close. It's really hard to capture on the camera, but it doesn't really lock into place. That's probably its only problem, I think. Because for evaluation time, I heavily recommend it. It saves you an extra $50 than to get the MonsterArt. That's really the sole reason why I would get it. That's the reason why I initially got it. But I got my hands on a MonsterArt due to a good friend of mine who went to New York Comic Con and was able to score it for a nice deal from a seller. And I'm glad I got it. Anyways, this NECA figure is probably their best thus far. It was their first by far. And right now, all we have is 94 and I think 84 and 54 coming out real soon. You can find this in Walmart, Toys R Us, FYE, Hot Topic, online at BBTS and Amazon. And you can even buy it from places like AmiAmi and HobbyLink Japan. So, you have a wide array to purchase this figure, and I really recommend a person to buy it, unless you are really, really a diehard Toho Godzilla nut who despises the Legendary Pictures film. Now, if you actually despise it, there might be something wrong with you. But that's just my personal opinion. Anyways, you can find this video here on my YouTube channel, to which you can like or subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and check out my reviews featured on Hirotaku.com, as well as check out Hirotaku.com's plentiful news articles, opinion pieces, and reviews, and its podcast in association on Raijo Nihon. You can like both Raijo Nihon and Hirotaku on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. I'll see you next time with MonsterArt's Godzilla. Let's see who did it better, NECA or Bandai.